again. Yesterday I did a video showing you how I was growing my Pinterest followers by a little over 100 a day. And so I didn't record it, which is why I'm back today. And I just named it something different because I actually looked into my reporting and saw that I actually doubled my Pinterest following in 6 months. So I thought, well, I'll just change up a little bit. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to do the same video that I did yesterday, which is basically how I grew my videos, how I grew my Pinterest followers, not my videos, how I grew my Pinterest followers by a little over 100 a day. So here we go. Okay. All right, sorry about that. I've got to get adjusted. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to show you is I use BoardBooster, okay? So one of the things that I do, and this is kind of showing you the back end, one of the things that I do with BoardBooster is I do looping, okay? So with looping, I take some of my boards for things that I know that are going to start trending soon, like Christmas and, you know, Thanksgiving and fall, which is trending now, Halloween, that's trending now. So things like that that I know are going to be trending soon, I have my boards looping. And so what that means is all the pins that I have on those boards, I have my boards set up to where they are pinning 3 to 5 a day depending on which board it is. So it's just basically going through my boards, it's taking all of those older pins and it's just repinning them for me. So just bringing them back into the feed. And so that's one of the big things that I do with my looping campaigns on BoardBooster. The other thing that I do with BoardBooster is I have what's called an evergreen campaign, and basically I'm just taking 8 repins a day from one of my boards, which is my Yummy Recipes board, and I'm sending them out to 4 group boards. And so not all of those are my pins. There are other pins as well, but they're high performing pins, so that does well also. Another thing that I do is I will take my group boards and I'll do a cleanup in my group boards that I have. And so as you can see, I've done a lot of cleanup here. But with the group board cleanup, basically anything that's underperforming, I'll give it a week, and if it hasn't hit a certain pin number, then I'll remove those automatically from the board, which I know some people have used it and had a little issue with it. I haven't had any issues with it yet. It's been removing my pins, but I may go in there and may try to do that manually next time. But I just wanted to show you that. So those are 2 things that I use with BoardBooster, and the third is something actually new. And you can see, you go over here to Reports, and you can go to Board Performance, and this is one of my favorite things to do. So with Board Performance, I can look at all of my group boards and personal boards, and I can see which of my boards are performing the best, and I can see how many pins I've added, how many repins I've gotten from those pins, what's my average repin rate, and things like that. And it also shows, like, if I'm doing duplicate pins, because, you know, some group boards you don't want to duplicate at all. You want to keep those at 0. So you can keep up with a lot of that. And I really love this report because it tells me exactly which of my group boards and which of my personal boards are doing the best. So I've got some really good performing boards on here. And let's see, the other thing that I like to use is Tailwind. So BoardBooster, I'll use that to help me you know, repin and get onto some trending things. The other thing that I like to do is use my Tailwind app, and that is actually going to show me, you know, how many followers that I'm gaining weekly. So like last week, it was a little better than this week so far. Last week was a little over 1,000 followers. This week it's 869. So still trending at over 100 followers a day. And then you can click on the graph, and it'll actually show you, you know, about how many, you know, you want to see this going up. So it's pretty good. So that helps me out and let me know my profile performance. I have Board Insights here, but I like to use the one over here at BoardBooster the best, just because it's laid out a little bit better for me. But so basically, it was funny yesterday. I was looking at one of my media kits because I needed to send it off to a company, and my media kit, I was looking at it, and I had 18,000 Pinterest followers in March, and so it's, you know, well, today's the 1st of September, so it's a little over 6 months now, but that was the end of March when I was getting my media kit together, and so now you know, I'm a little over 36,000. So I was like, okay, I've actually doubled it. So what I'm doing is actually working. I did have a question yesterday about Ahology. I used Ahology pretty frequently, and they made a few changes, and I haven't used them as much anymore, but that's only because I started using Tailwind and BoardBooster, and I didn't want to have duplicate pins and get kicked off of some of my awesome group boards, because that will happen. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you and just kind of show you what I've been doing as far as how I use BoardBooster. So I just have, you know, these campaigns set up, and that's just from one board going to 4 group boards, which helps my pin count because those are really good pins that are repinning. Then I do the looping, which is awesome because all of these things are going to be trending soon, and so they're already getting out into the feed. And then the next thing that I really like to use is my board performance. And let's see, and that is, those are the main things that I use. So hopefully that helps. And I know some people use BoardBooster different, like to pin to all their group boards, and then they use Tailwind to pin others' pins. I kind of do something different. I go in and I pin everyone manually. Like I have a Pinterest Facebook group, so I do pin manually because we want to see that our pins are going out within 24 hours. But I use Tailwind. I'll actually click on one of my, here, let me show you. So we'll go to my site real fast. So, and I'm sorry that I think my camera's fuzzy. It's humid. I'm in Louisiana. That's what it does here. So I'm just going to click on one of these posts. So it's this healthy dinner ideas that I did. It's a roundup that I did. So I'm going to come over here and I just click on my Chrome app for Tailwind, and then I click on this, and then literally, I don't know if I mean, I'm sure most of you guys that use Tailwind probably already know this, but you can come down here and enter in, like, you know, we'll go best blogger recipes, but I'll add, like, let's see. Hey Tracy, nice to meet you. So I will go over here and add my group boards, and let's just say I'll add one of my group boards here, and let's put, I've got Kimber's group board on here too, so I'll put Kimber's board on here as well. And so what I'll do is I'll come down here. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you don't use Tailwind like this, you can do interval scheduling. So it'll pop up, like, it'll tell me it's going to do it at 11:51 a.m. and you can change this time. So I'll go in and I'll change it, because my pins do better between 6 and 8 p.m. So I'm Central Time. That's just when my pins do better. So I'll just leave it for this time, and I'll hit done. And then you can either have it, you know, 1 day, or you can move it out to 5 days, or however you want to do it. But that's actually how I set up my pins. So I'll do that, and I don't want it to be that. I'll probably do it like, hang on, you get a good time. Okay, so those are good times right there. So this 6:51, 7:57, and 9:14. And this is on a Sunday, so that's good. So I'll set the interval, and then I'll hit schedule now. Hey, Kimber must be sharing. Thank you guys for being here. So I'll come over here and I'll do that. I know I have a horrible Southern accent. It's actually not as bad. You should hear some other people. But anyway, so that's basically what I do. So I know some people use BoardBooster to schedule all of their stuff, and then they use Tailwind to schedule others. I seriously do the opposite. So anyway, thanks Kimber for sharing. You're so sweet. I just kind of wanted to show you how I do that, and I think that's basically it. Does anybody have any questions? Anything? Any BoardBooster question or Tailwind question? Or so I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I really do with BoardBooster other than that. That's pretty much it. Yes, I do. I use both BoardBooster and Tailwind. So I'll go over the BoardBooster real fast. No, so you're asking, do I use the free one? I actually do pay for, I'm paying for both Tailwind and for BoardBooster. I did like the annual one, with Tailwind, and it wasn't too much. And then for BoardBooster, it's like $20 a month for 2,000 pins. But I do the cleanup, and then I was showing everyone the campaign that I do. So basically for the campaign, I have like evergreen recipes. So everything comes off. I've got one of my boards that does really, really well. It's the best board that I have, really. And so I source that out to 4 group boards, but it's not just my pins on that board. It's a bunch of other real high-performing pins. So I think it really helps with my rates on Pinterest. The other thing is looping. If you missed that, there's an option in BoardBooster that's called looping. So I have it looping a total of 25 pins per day on 6 boards. So I try to make sure that I'm doing what's trending. So holidays that are coming up, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Halloween. And then I have like a lot of the old stuff on my blog. I have that looping too, which I should almost take that off because the pictures on my old blog posts are horrible. They're like horizontal and small, like this size. They're not even like really good pins, so I should probably take that off or redo some photos. And then the other thing that I do is my board performance, because I love this part. I want to be able to see which boards that I'm pinning to, you know, which ones are doing the best. And you can see like Best Comfort Foods, it's awesome. For the Love of Food is really good. This is Kimber's group board, Cooking Yummy Recipes. This is my group board right down here below it. And then Food, Home, Family, DIY Galore. And then this is my personal board. That's the one that I actually have a lot of things pinning off of because it does really well. So that's about it. I use both BoardBooster and I use Tailwind to do everything. So hopefully that helps. I've doubled my followers in 6 months, and I think that with that you can do it well. Kimber needs to really, I was telling her yesterday, we got to start doing these things in tandem. She needs to tell you guys how she sets up all of her pins. Like I think in my Tailwind account I have, 300 pins scheduled to go, and she has like 3,000 pins scheduled to go. So she definitely needs to do something about that. So anyway, thanks guys for being here, and I'm actually going to save this one and upload it to YouTube, and then I'll share that link if anyone wants to find it. So thanks so much for coming out today. I appreciate it.